Paylocity's futurist in residence, Elisha Abate, gave an inspiring presentation on the future of HCM. We received a lot of great feedback, but one comment stood out. So we brought Elisha back to sit down with Paylocity's CHRO, Jill Morrison, to tackle the comment and other common HR pain points head on.
What did you think of the HR leaders comment?
Listen, I can really relate to it. I think it's tough as HR leaders sometimes to take, the big ideas and translate those down to how we're operating every day. So I always appreciate the feedback, and I'm excited to talk more about it.
I echo that. Even though my realm is future in my day-to-day, part of the game is learning how to translate future forward into tools and strategies that we can use to create results and impact right now. So I'm excited about the conversation.
Ready to tackle these together?
Sure am.
Absolutely. How can technology help HR leaders aggregate employee feedback and empower managers so it's not solely on HR's shoulders to take action?
Yeah, feedback is so essential, and I really see HR's role being more and more twofold when we think about the technology element and what it brings for engagement and communication strategy today. So when I think about engagement in particular, understanding the strengths, the opportunities of the business, that's always something that HR leaders are going to be really focused on. But what we actually know about engagement is the biggest impact on an individual's engagement is their relationship with their team and their relationship with their direct manager. Mm-hmm. It's so much closer to home in terms of where that impact can be. So with technology, what we really have the opportunity to do as HR leaders is do so much more to enable the direct leaders to get feedback and then partner with them on the action planning. So it's really more about getting the information more directly to those in the team, where historically you get, the big annual survey, it goes to HR, they spend months reviewing the data, and then maybe you get a little piece of it, and then, 6 months later you're building an action plan. Now it's about speed and getting it right into the hands of the leaders to take the action.
And so having insight, being able to share the responsibility of ensuring that direct managers are engaged well with their teams, ensuring that folks are connected well with those teams becomes critically important.
Yeah, it's really what brings the scale to impact, right? Yeah. So, at Paylocity, we've been practicing this for a while. We've been really getting frequent feedback through a survey, leveraging our survey tool for a while, but we just moved the entire company to Employee Voice, which is our quarterly pulse for engagement. And what we've done is, really had this chance to quickly get results into those directors' hands. They're the ones that are digging in and looking for the insights. Of course, HR have access to, we're spending the time there, but the speed to empowering those leaders to take the action and make a bigger impact in the team. And then you're measuring that quickly again, right? So it's that constant cycle, it's that agility in managing engagement where you're going from turning around results within a couple of weeks, taking action, and then 3 months later you're measuring it. You have enough time to pivot versus waiting a year before you check in again, and you have 100 other changes that have happened between there, and it can be sometimes easy to dismiss the results too. Mm-hmm. This really holds, I think, a higher level of accountability for what you can do and whether you're taking the right action.
Yeah, and I think that this is critical in the sense that oftentimes in feedback conversations and annual reviews or even quarterly reviews, promises will be made. And what happens is if those promises are not met, then folks get frustrated, engagement drops even more. And so this allows for stronger engagement, that accountability that you're talking about, and having folks being able to show up for their teams really powerfully.
Right. And see the impact of what they're doing. Engagement's one of those things I think as HR leaders, a lot of times we'll feel like we have these great conversations and you share the feedback, and then I say everybody goes back to work, right? So they don't keep it at the forefront. So it brings this opportunity to weave it into the day-to-day, to understand it's the small things that make the biggest impact. It isn't about rolling out a giant new program most of the time. It's about smaller things like, hey, maybe your one-to-ones aren't as high quality as they need to be. It can be really, really simple, right? And yet that can be the thing that, really skyrockets engagement versus, feeling like it needs to be a gigantic thing that you then can't tackle, right? So it makes it much more, bite-sized pieces, I think, for the right people to take to that. And that just, is the flywheel of impact for the entire organization.
Yeah, it removes the fear from these kinds of engagement conversations, because if you have one conversation once a year and you're waiting to hear, did I do well, did I not do well, what's going on, that creates an unnecessary tension. And I think it also really strengthens along the lines of feedback. If folks are getting consistent feedback, then they're not as afraid of making mistakes.
Right.
Because it's simply an opportunity to learn. What did I like? What did I want to see more of? What do I want to see less of? And then all of a sudden, collaboration increases, productivity increases, and all of these follow-on benefits start to occur.
And then that just reinforces why you need that and helps make it less and less of a concern. It's not a big annual event anymore. It's just how you operate. It's woven into the fabric of how you operate.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Alicia. It was so much fun to hear your thoughts on the future of HR.
Thank you so much. It was great to be in conversation with you again.
Awesome. We'll talk more soon.
Yeah.